Hey guys, we're going to be starting a new project today. I had originally intended to stream the build of this, however, because of time constraints and various other reasons, that's not really going to be possible. So instead, we're going to do something that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and that is to start doing, full build videos, not streams. These videos will be more heavily edited and will typically have me doing a lot less talking. In fact, this will probably be the only one of these videos that I'm live talking over the video. The rest I plan to record the narration, audio, and all that after I do the actual recording. That being said, these videos will probably be broken up into several parts. With this first part really being more in it, a introduction to the kit we're going to be building, any plans I have for it, anything additions we're going to be using with it, i.e., aftermarket kits and what have you, any type of diorama planning, and really the ins and outs of what we're going to be doing for this particular project. So, as I said, these will be broken up several parts. They're going to be a lot more heavily edited. They're not going to be like what I have been posting in the past, either, quick little reviews or, as I said, the live stream stuff. So, for this first one, we're going to be doing Revell's 1/48 scale Stearman kit. We're going with this kit because of a contest that's coming up. In part, this is also part of the reason why I'm not live and streaming it, as unfortunately, because of various constraints, that's not really, as I said, going to be feasible. Because at the time of recording of this contest is about 2 months out, and I want to make sure I have sufficient time to get this done. And yeah. Fortunately, one of the downsides of live streaming is, I do need to make time for obviously talking over the video. So, doing it in this format will allow me to get it done in a much quicker format, as I'm not as worried about the audio. So, let's get into it. As I said, I'm going to be doing Revell's 1/48 scale Stearman kit. What I plan to do is, as is on the box cover, does have markings for a different plane, but with how I want to do it, this one's going to better fulfill that role without me having to really go super crazy finding and or making my own markings and whatnot. So let's first open it up and start talking about what we plan to do. Now, one thing I am going to be adding to this kit is photo etch from Edward. Picked up the Big Ed set to give us the interior detailing, masks for the windscreens, and seat belts. So I'll set these aside for a second, because those ones aren't quite as necessary to talk about. And yeah. So obviously, since we are going to be using photo etch set, we are going to be splitting between this instruction sheet and the kits. Obviously, if you excuse me, yeah, this doesn't want to turn. Anyway, most of the photo etch is going to take part here in the cockpit area, so we're going to be dealing with a lot of that. There are a couple of odd end parts that will be put on the exterior, mostly on top of the wing and here in the back. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of extra detailing that goes with this kit, which both good and bad. Take your pick. One thing we are going to have to deal with, And that's going to definitely play into a lot of our planning, is for the rigging. Now, this probably does a better job of showing it. This is the first time I've ever done this sort of thing on any model kit, so obviously this will also be a little bit of a learning experience. My intention is for a lot of these, since we do have two wing halves, to basically, instead of doing either like a stretch sprue or just cutting the wire and attaching it to the surface, is instead going to be running it through the wing and through the fuselage. To me, that will do a better job of ensuring we have the proper tautness on the wire, and at the same time allow us to keep it seamless, so it doesn't look like we just sort of put it on the surface. So that's sort of what we're planning to do. As I mentioned before, this was the other alternative scheme. Mainly chose to go with the other because I prefer this prop. It's going to be a little easier to work with. One other thing we are going to do, and that will obviously come a little later, is I want to also do a display base. Now, that I'm a little unsure on, mostly due to just getting the size down. I've got a couple of different potential ones I could use, but I want to wait a little bit till a little further along so I can, figure out the exact sizing. But once we do get to that point, another thing we are going to need to do is both add mounting wires for the main gear, so that then we can just permanently affix it to the base. That way I don't have to worry about it potentially coming off in transit or what have you. I also want to shave down the bottoms of the wheels, so that gives it a more weighted, sitting on the ground look. Probably will also try to, if I can get it right, give it, the tires at that point a little bit more of a bulge. So make it a little more realistic, and with the tail gear. So yeah, that's sort of the game plan for this kit. Obviously, this is going to be a bit of an involved project. It does involve some techniques I've never used before. So we'll see how things go. Hopefully we'll be able to pull it off. And yeah, it should hopefully build up into a nice little kit. So please look forward to it. Obviously, as I said, this is going to be a multi-part series. So I hope you guys stick with it.